What's up, family? Man, I want to continue our series on the 12 laws of the universe. Man, we're going to pick that back up today. And man, we're going to talk about the law of attraction. I believe this is the fourth one. The law of attraction. The law of attraction. First and foremost, we have to understand that, man, there are almost 7,100 different languages spoken throughout the world. Say that again. It's crucial that you understand this. There are approximately 7,100 different languages spoken throughout the world. 7,099, I believe, to be exact, around that area. That's how many languages, different types of languages, are spoken throughout the world. You have to get that number. Why is that so crucial? Because God don't give a fuck about English. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going somewhere. And this is probably going to piss some of you religious folk off that are self-righteous. You know what I mean? Man, we have to grow up. We have to grow up spiritually. We have to understand it's not just what you say. It's your intent. It's the frequency, the energy that you're on. So often here in America, we're so fucking self-righteous. So often here in America, we think that everybody has to speak English and it's all about the English language and we'll do it the whoop, as if God didn't exist before the fucking English language was created. As if God didn't exist before America was quote unquote discovered. As if God didn't exist before this raggedy ass language came into existence. We have to grow up. We have to grow up spiritually. We have to understand that God don't speak English. He speaks English to us because that's what we fucking understand. But he speaks different languages to other people. But the universal language is energy. It's energy. That's the universal language. It's energy. Stay with me. We're going somewhere. The law of attraction. What you think about, you bring about. Say it again. What you think about, you bring about. It don't matter what fucking language in your fucking mind you're using. It's the frequency you're on. It's the energetic level or vibration that you're on. What you think about, you bring about. We don't understand that, man, our life, our reality, it is what it is because of the fucking toxic ass shit we consume. It is what it is because of the shitty ass thoughts that we dwell on. It's the frequency that we dwell on. But it's easy for us to sit back and blame the rich folk. It's easy for us to sit back and blame the Hispanics, the black folks, the white folks, the Asians, the Chinese, everybody else other than our motherfucking self. It's easy for us to sit back and say, it's the right wing, it's the left wing, it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats, it's the conservatives. No, motherfucker, it's you. It's always been you. It's you. It's your toxic thoughts. What you think about, you bring about. I mean, I was talking to you guys about, man, so many of us, we want somebody specific in our life, somebody for us, a queen, a king, or somebody, our better half. And we think, man, because I don't have this and I'm thinking about this stuff, man, I'm supposed to be attracting this to me. But what we don't understand is that, man, we're thinking about what we don't have. We have a lack mentality. We don't think there's enough good women left. We don't think there's enough good men left. What we think about, we bring about. We manifest into our reality. We create this as our reality. What you think about, you create your reality to be your thoughts. So if you're constantly thinking about, man, I ain't got enough money, man, I got to pay this bill, and I got to pay this bill, and I ain't got enough this, and I ain't got enough. What you think about, you bring about. You ain't got enough, okay, fine. Source, universe, God says, okay, you must like this raggedy ass thoughts because you're always thinking about them. Therefore, I'm going to give you more things to complain about in regards to what you ain't got. Because what you think about, you bring about. You create your world. You create your reality. If you think that the Republicans are bad, if you think the Democrats are bad, if you think the police are too powerful or they're abusing power and da 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 da, and this is the shit you think about, that's what you're going to create. More of that bullshit. That's what you're going to see more of. Because you don't understand the universal laws. And the ignorance of the law is no excuse. What you think about, you bring about. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough time. You don't have the energy. You don't have somebody to love you. Everybody's always disrespecting you. Everybody's always abusing you. Everybody's always rejecting you and abandoning you and hurting you. If that's the shit you think about, you're creating that in your future. You're creating that as your reality to keep experiencing. Why? Because what you think about, you bring about. I'm always sick. I'm always in pain. I always got headaches. I always did it. And all this stupid ass shit. Because God says, if you like it, I love it for you. You want this? You want to keep dwelling on this? You want to keep thinking about this? Go right ahead. You're going to have to grow up eventually, and you're going to have to come to the understanding that, man, I can't keep thinking on this negative, toxic ass shit. Why? Because it's not good for me. It does something to my body. It puts dis-ease in my mind and disease in my body. Said again, when you get on this low vibrating bullshit and you're constantly dwelling on what you don't have and this other negative toxic crap, it puts your mind at a place of dis-ease. You're uncomfortable, you're frustrated. Your mind is at a place, a state of dis-ease. And if you don't check yourself and change your frequency, your body then becomes diseased, diseased. High blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. And the list goes on and on and on. Why? Because we talked about before, as above, so below. If this is diseased, this is soon to be diseased. If your mind is toxic, and if you don't check it, your body is going to become toxic. We have to grow up spiritually and emotionally. We have to understand that there are 12 universal laws or 12 laws of the universe that pertain to every aspect of our life. And just because you don't know that, just because you don't believe that, because you believe all I got to do is just trust the Bible, all I got to do, because Jesus didn't talk about that. Jesus talked about all these things. He just didn't use the names of the 12 laws. You don't know your Bible like you think you do. If you follow this channel, I have over 1,000 freaking videos on this channel. And the great majority of them are always talking about these 12 laws of the universe. I just don't mention them by name. because most of us are so stuck on stupid when we hear something and we don't like that, or we hear something and we say, oh, that's Christian. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And so we dismiss everything. Oh, that's from the Quran. I'm dismissing that. That's that bullshit over there. Oh, that's that Buddhist shit. Oh, that's that scientific shit. And so we dismiss the message, not understanding that we do ourselves a disservice. And so I talk a lot about the 12 laws of the universe. Talk a lot about the Bible. And a lot of times I don't even say anything about the Bible. I'll quote the Bible sometimes and I'll tell stories from the Bible, but I get a lot of information from the Bible. I just don't say it came from the Bible. And I just change the narrative of it. Why? So that it makes it more receptive to what people understand, because they have this fucking rejection thing. We have to grow up. We have to understand what you think about, you bring about. You're that powerful. And the trip is, we don't even understand how powerful we are. We don't believe that we have the power to create our reality. And so we want to sit there and act like a fucking victim. Oh, the devil is attacking me. Oh, the devil has sent his angels and his demonic angels and and these evil spirits to come after me. And I'm going through trials and tribulations. Man, everything's on fire and all this bullshit. Because you don't want to grow the fuck up and acknowledge the fact that you got some toxic ass fucking beliefs. You don't want to grow up spiritually and understand, man, I keep dwelling on a lot of this negative shit. So if I'm dwelling on this negative shit, then maybe I'm creating more negative shit. If I'm dwelling on this negative toxic shit, then maybe I'm putting that out into the universe. Maybe I'm manifesting this. I create my reality. But we don't understand that. We don't want to accept that responsibility because we don't like our reality. But we don't want to accept responsibility for our reality and put in the work to change our reality. And so we act like victims and blame our mama and our daddy, blame the politicians, blame the greedy rich people, blame the corrupt government, blame other races and ethnicities. Because we don't want to put in the work to change our reality. Because it's easier to sit there and play a fucking victim than it is to man the fuck up, woman the fuck up, and walk in your God-given power and authority. But in order to walk in your God-given power and authority, you're going to have to change your fucking perspective. You're going to have to change some shit up of what you think about. Years ago, I started the gratitude journal. And I got up in the morning and I wrote down like 5, 7 things that I was grateful for. And I didn't understand at the time, but that was changing my reality. That was changing how I viewed my life. That was changing how my day went, how my weeks went, how my months went, how my years went. Just by changing my perspective. My gratitude journal. So I'm writing 5, 7 things down every morning. And then I got to the point of what I was grateful for. I didn't trip off what I didn't have. I didn't trip off what I wanted. I focused on what I was grateful for. And I've told you guys before many times, gratitude, a spirit of gratitude, an attitude of gratitude is crucial for your growth and development. An attitude of gratitude It's the cheat code for life. The cheat code for life. Learning to be grateful. Taking your perspective off the shit you don't want. Or taking your perspective off the shit you don't have. Why? Because again, God, source, universe don't give a fuck about what you're saying. They're only focused on your energy, your frequency. You could say thank you all day long and say, I'm grateful because I said thank you. Yeah, but you didn't mean it. You said it with this stanky ass fucking attitude. You said it, but you're really thinking, damn, this motherfucker gave me $20. This motherfucker got $5,000 in his pocket. I don't know why the motherfucker didn't just give me $100 or give me $1,000. Motherfucker, no, I need some shit. But I said thank you, and the motherfucker. You know what I mean? You're not really appreciative. You're not grateful. You could say thank you a million times, and you're still not fucking grateful because your attitude is fucked up. And your frequency is fucked up. So it don't matter what the fuck you say. Your energy says a hell of a lot more than your sorry ass fucking words that don't mean shit. It's not the words that carry the fucking power. It's your fucking energy. It's your vibration. That's where your power dwells. We got to grow up to understand this stuff. So when you get on that thing of gratitude, so now I'm sitting there writing 5, 7 things down that I'm grateful for in the morning, and now it's like, okay, man, I know I'm gonna have to write in my journal tonight, right as I lay in bed. The last thing I do, I'm gonna write 10, 15 things that I'm grateful for. Now I got this one, I'm gonna write everything that I'm grateful for that I experienced and saw for this today. And so now throughout the day, I started 5 things, 7 things I'm grateful for. Now throughout the day, I'm constantly looking around. What am I grateful for? Man, let me write this down in my phone. Why? Let me speak it into my phone. Why? Because I don't want to forget about this tonight when I had to go to write this down in my journal. What did that do? That put me on a vibration of gratitude. Still talking about the law of attraction. What you think about, you bring about. You keep attracting negative, toxic ass shit in your life because that's your vibration. What you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. And the universe source says, oh, man, you keep talking about all this stuff right here that you like. You keep talking about all this stuff that you're grateful for. You're writing all this stuff down that you're grateful for because you're on this frequency of gratitude. This is the frequency you're on. This is the vibe you're on. You must like this vibe. You must like this frequency. Therefore, I, Source, God the Most High, I'm going to give you more reasons to want to feel like this. You like this feeling? Man, here's some more. Oh, experience this. Try this. What about this? What about this? Why? Because you like this frequency. You like this vibration. Because this is where you're at. What you think about, you bring about. If you're in a low vibrating frequency and you're thinking about all this toxic ass shit, Source, God, the Most High, don't give a fuck about your prayers. Oh, you must like this shit because this is where your attention's at. This is what you're focused on. All of these negative, toxic thoughts. Source, God, Most High, don't give a damn whether your thoughts are positive or negative. They're going to give you what you want. You want more of this low vibrating bullshit? Go right ahead and have it. You want more of this high vibrating stuff? Man, you're on this gratitude thing. Da, 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 da. You must like this feeling. You like how this feels. Man, go right ahead. Have more experiences of that. You're always complaining and talking about what you don't have and what you're missing out on and whoop, whoop, whoop. You must like this. I'm going to give you more of that here. Go right ahead. Have more of that. Why does God and Source do that to us? If we're on this low vibrating bullshit, why do they keep giving us more of that? Because they understand at some point you're going to get sick and tired of the bullshit. At some point, you're going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you're going to start the process of growing the fuck up and changing your perspective. You just haven't had enough yet. And so they're going to give you some more. When you're on that gratitude thing and they're just filling you up and giving you more opportunities to be grateful, more opportunities to be, man, just full of joy and happiness and peace, they're going to give you more of that. Why? Because they know by giving you more, you're going to be even more grateful. You're going to be even more humble. You're going to be even more excited. You create your own reality. You attract in your life based on the frequency of your life, not the bullshit you spew, the frequency of your life. This is why people can sit in church for fucking years and quote the Bible and still be miserable. This is why people sit in church, pay their tithes, pay their offers, be faithful in the church, sing, preach, dance, shout, all this other bullshit that they do, and still be lonely and frustrated and angry and miserable as fuck. They doing all the things that the church folk don't told them to do. They doing all the things that the Bible said that they told them to do. And they still ain't got no fucking peace. They still don't know what happiness and joy that passes all understanding is like. They're still full of lack. Because we got to grow spiritually. We have to grow up emotionally. And we have to learn to take accountability for our own life. I get it. We don't control what happens to us. We control how we respond. What you think about, you bring about. You can't control whether your mom's on dope or not, whether your dad's in and out of the penitentiary. You can't control the environment you grew up in. But it is your responsibility to control how you process all of that information. It is your responsibility how you choose to live your life. And that's being a victim or sitting back and saying, dang, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I understand it could have been worse. I'm grateful because I understand I could have grew up blind. I'm grateful because I understand I could have grew up deaf. I'm grateful because I understand I could have grew up handicapped. I'm grateful because I understand I could have grew up with a disability. I'm grateful because I understand that I could be on dope. Or that my mama could have put me out on the streets as a little girl or as a little boy turning tricks for her dope. I'm grateful because it could have been worse. I didn't like it. But because I'm connected to God, I understand why I had to experience that. I understand why I had to experience those things. And that brings me some gratitude that I was able to experience those things. Why? Because I could talk about those things from a personal level, from personal experience. I can share my story to help others understand. Man, you ain't the only one going through this. You ain't the only one that has gone through that. And sometimes other people's stories are so much worse than ours. And so it humbles us like, oh God, man, I'm glad I didn't go through this. Man, oh God, I'm glad I didn't see my mama, get killed by my daddy at the age of 2. Oh my God, God, I'm glad I didn't get molested in the church at the age of 6 twice. You know what I mean? Oh God, I'm glad my family never beat me down physically and emotionally like that. Oh God, I'm glad that I didn't get whipped for being a left-handed kid. You know what I mean? All the other stupid ass shit that some of us went through. And so we learn gratitude. And we stop focusing on the pain and the trauma. Because as long as you focus on your pain and trauma, you're going to keep creating more pain and trauma. Why? Because that's a frequency. We have to grow up. And we have to understand that we're responsible for our life. We have to understand we're responsible for what we think about. We're responsible for how we respond. Law of attraction. What you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. Why? Because everything is energy. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. You'll get negative thoughts that come to your mind. Just because you get those negative thoughts don't mean you have to entertain them. You'll get negative thoughts and negative ideas and all this other stupid shit. Man, you should slap the fuck out that motherfucker. And who the fuck that bitch thinks she is? You'll get negative shit like that come to your mind. But you don't have to dwell on that. You don't have to entertain that. You can choose to focus on something beautiful. You can choose to focus on something you're grateful for. You could choose to focus on something that's beautiful. That's about love, peace. By taking on that responsibility of choosing what you're going to think about, you now change your life. You change your reality. Because you're owning up to your own shit. And you're becoming the powerful person that you were always intended to be. Because you're using the frequency of gratitude, the law of attraction. We think that these are just 12 laws that control our life. They're not just 12 laws that control your life. They're 12 laws that if you use them, if you use these principles for your betterment, as opposed to using them to your detriment. How do I learn how to activate and utilize these 12 principles as opposed to these motherfuckers controlling my life and da 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 da? I can't do this, I can't do this. Nah, see, that's that low vibration bullshit. That's that victim mentality. Let me change this up. Okay, there's these 12 laws, there's these 12 principles. How can I use this to the greater good, for the greater good? That's the difference. Man, we have to grow up spiritually and emotionally. I hope and pray that I've said something to encourage you, to challenge your way of thinking, to inspire you to look more into these 12 laws, these 12 principles. Learn how to apply them to your life for your greater good, for the greater good of humanity. We have to grow up emotionally. We have to grow spiritually. These aren't just 12 laws to dictate our life, but to bless our life. I love you guys. Happy healing.